Welcome back to Weirdest World, the channel where we explore the strange, the supernatural, and the stories that history tried to forget. Today's episode is not just a ghost story, it's a documented case that shook a town, baffled investigators, and left behind a legacy of fear that still echoes through the halls of Canadian folklore. This is the story of Esther Cox and the Great Amherst Mystery. A haunting so intense, so violent, and so persistent that even skeptics struggled to explain it away. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll share a bizarre fact about this case that even seasoned paranormal researchers rarely mention. Let's begin in Amherst, Nova Scotia, in the year 1878. Amherst was a quiet town, modest, working class, nestled in the Maritimes. Life was simple. People knew their neighbors. Gossip traveled fast, and when something strange happened, it didn't stay secret for long. Esther Cox was just 19 years old when the haunting began. She lived with her sister, Olive, and Olive's husband, Daniel Teed, in a small wooden cottage. Esther was described as kind, quiet, and emotionally fragile. But her life took a dark turn after a traumatic event involving a man named Bob McNeil, a local shoemaker who had taken a romantic interest in her. One night, McNeil took Esther on a buggy ride. What happened next is still debated. Some say he tried to assault her. Others say he threatened her life. Whatever occurred, it left Esther deeply shaken. And within days, the disturbances began. It started with noises. Loud bangs, scratching, and knocking that seemed to come from inside the walls. Then came the physical symptoms. Esther's body would swell unnaturally. She'd scream in pain. Her skin flushed. Her temperature rose. Doctors were baffled. And then the house itself turned hostile. Furniture moved on its own. Objects flew across rooms. A message appeared on the wall. Esther Cox, you are mine to kill. It wasn't written by human hands. Witnesses saw it appear, glowing, fading, reappearing. The family was terrified. They called in help. One of the first outsiders to witness the phenomena was Dr. Carrot, a local physician. He saw Esther's bedclothes fly off. He heard the knocks. He watched as Esther's body convulsed. He couldn't explain it. Word spread. Neighbors came to see. Some believed. Others just laughed. But the events continued. And then came Walter Hubbell. Hubbell was an actor and amateur paranormal investigator. He moved into the Teed household to observe. What he saw over the next several weeks would become the basis for his 1879 book, The Great Amherst Mystery. Hubbell documented spontaneous fires, levitating objects, and intelligent communication from the entity. It wasn't just random chaos. The spirit, or spirits, responded to questions. They predicted events. They claimed to be multiple beings, some of whom had died in the house decades earlier. One spirit said it was a man named Shul who had died in the house. Another claimed to be a child. They spoke through knocks, through writing, and even through Esther herself. Esther was never found to be fraudulent. In fact, she was once arrested, not for the haunting, but for allegedly setting a fire. Many believed the poltergeist was responsible. She was convicted, but the sentence was light. The judge seemed unsure. The haunting followed her. Even when she moved to other homes, the phenomena continued. Eventually, it faded. Esther married, had children, and lived a quiet life, but she never escaped the legacy of what happened. Now, let's pause and ask, what was really going on? Skeptics have theories. Some say Esther suffered from hysteria, a diagnosis common in the 19th century. Others believe it was repressed trauma, manifesting physically. But that doesn't explain the witness accounts. The doctors, the neighbors, the investigators who saw it all firsthand. Was it mass hysteria or just a shared delusion? Maybe. But the consistency of the phenomena, the physical damage, and the intelligent responses suggest something more. And here's the weird fact I promised. Walter Hubbell claimed that one of the spirits haunting Esther was not human. It described itself as a force that had never lived, never died, and existed only to torment. It claimed to feed off fear. It said Esther was chosen. That detail got lost in Hubbell's later writings. Some called it a stretch, but it raises a chilling possibility. What if Esther wasn't haunted by a ghost, but by something older, darker, and more malevolent? Let's talk about the legacy. The house where Esther lived is gone, but the story remains. Amherst locals still talk about it. Paranormal investigators visit the site, and the Great Amherst Mystery is taught in Canadian folklore classes as one of the most credible poltergeist cases in North American history. So what do you think? Was Esther Cox the victim of trauma-induced psychosis, or was she targeted by something truly supernatural? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the world's weirdest hauntings, hit that subscribe button. This is Weirdest World, and we're just getting started.